chronological series of films or MonsterVerse, whatever, where his look hasn't drastically changed until now. So that's my take on it, but I just...
Absolutely. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this impromptu, very short edition of the Godzilla Block Party. Because this ain't going to be an hour or two. This is going to be a shorter one. Because I got JR. I got Gam Gam. It is me, G1. Chase ain't here. But the fact of the matter is this. I got to talk about how I feel that the Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, trailer 1 is better than trailer 2. It's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. And you know what? You know what? The messenger chat blew up. It was crazy. Gam Gam went off. I went off. Chase ain't showing up. But JR, of all fucking people, the person who hates Godzilla v Kong and this fucking Godzilla X Kong trailer the most, he's here while he's at work. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. Oh, by the way, first off, welcome everybody. Well, hey JR, hey, thanks for hanging out.
Hey, yeah, to be completely fair, I had no fucking idea what was going on, and then I saw the call. I'm like, I wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was happening.
This one is a short impromptu. Gam Gams, thanks for answering the call.
Yeah, you know. I make my phone vibrate. I'm gonna have to make it stop somehow.
Yeah, ooh, vibrate up in the you know what. Anyhow, listen, here's the deal. So yesterday, I watched King of the Monsters, right? And I was like, it's been a minute since I watched it. I watched it, and I was like, yeah, no, I still like it. I still have issues with certain parts. But as I watched it, a lot of those issues were kind of diminished. Still, my number one regret is obviously the Rodan Raw, but I digress. I went into that in multiple details 5 years ago, okay? I don't want to go on and on about that. So today, I'm like, you know what? Since I watched that, I'm gonna watch GVK. I'm gonna watch it. And I did. And I put it on. I'm like, and I fucking loved it. There's nothing wrong with that movie, JR. Nothing. And I can't not wait for me and you together, arm in arm, hand in hand, drinking beers from each other. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to taste your spit, brother. I'm telling you, we are going to watch the MonsterVerse movies together. Because I really want to, in real time, know what angers you about certain things, and I want you to know what angers me about certain things in real time. But we ain't there yet. We not there yet. I watched Godzilla.
One of these days we're just gonna do a watch along.
Well, no, it's not. It doesn't feel right. I've done 2 watch alongs, right? I've done 2 watch alongs. Both of y'all weren't here for that. It doesn't feel. No, I'm lying. Wait, I did 3 watch alongs. Now I think about it. Because I think we've done 2, and then I've done 1 without you guys. I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. I need the energy next to me. You understand? Fair. Yeah. So, that being said, I watched King of the Monsters last night. I just finished watching GVK. And then I watched both trailers for GXK. I watched the second trailer first, and I was open. I was. Then I was like, yo, that second trailer was like 3 minutes and 17 seconds. The first trailer is like 2 minutes and 45. It's not that much difference. I was like, all right, wait, let me watch it. What the fuck? Man, listen. The GXK trailer 1, it's a mystery still. It's a mystery. Gam, what's going on? You talk about mic drop. You ain't mic dropping shit.
Listen, your favorite MonsterVerse trailer, the trailer for King of the Monsters, the Comic-Con trailer, the second trailer.
The greatest trailer ever made? The greatest trailer ever made. That had everybody. That had Rodan, that had King Ghidorah, that had Mothra, that had Godzilla. You want to know what that first GXK trailer didn't have? Shimo. So what? That's not somebody I know. I don't know who the fuck that is. but I know who King Ghidorah is and who Mothra is, and I definitely know who Rodan is. So I mean, like,
this is actually part of the problem with Adam Wingard's movies in general, because they tried to keep Mechagodzilla a secret, even though we'd known about him for fucking years. Just show him in the goddamn trailer.
They did. He's in the trailer. When he comes out, you see the mountain exploding, and then you see Mechagodzilla quickly, briefly, flying across the skyline, the overhead shot. They do. You watch the trailer again. It's there.
But not prominently like the King of the Monsters trailers.
Shimo is not prominently in the second GXK trailer.
No, she's like... You see her eyes behind the lava flow, and then if you pay real close attention, you get a quick snippet of her fighting Godzilla, and that's like about it.
There's like 2 quick snippets.
And
Her fighting Godzilla.
Ice breath, so 3.
Yeah, her fighting Godzilla and the ice breath in the air. And that's all you get. So I mean, but again, nobody knows who the fuck that is. So why does it matter?
Well, and see, like, for me, like, that trailer for King of the Monsters, like, that's one thing we were all sitting here as longtime Godzilla fans, like, what the fuck did they do for the designs? Because they, we didn't know what they did entirely. It was all, like, speculation. And then we saw in that trailer, it's like, oh, okay. Like, that's where all the anticipation was. Like, yeah, Shimu and Scar King, they're, like, OG new creations, so it's like it kind of hits different, and this is just from my perspective.
Yeah, and them being new creations, they need to prove themselves.
They got, like, I don't understand why they're still hiding Shimu, yet
Agree.
they've had Scar King in everything. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why Scar King's like the one they're pushing.
I'll tell you why, because, and again, this goes back to why I feel the first trailer is better. It's about Kong. It's not about Godzilla. We know Godzilla's the king of the monsters. He beat Kong. He beat him twice. He beat him. He's done. He's done. This one is more Kong's story, and I literally 10 minutes ago just came off of finishing GVK.
Yeah.
And that is a Kong heavy story. Don't get me wrong. But this is how Kong becomes king, right?
Yeah.
The only way he can do it. And why the fuck is the thing's name Scar King? So yeah, they're going to show him heavily in it. You don't need a Shimu. You don't. Now, if you say, well, this should be Skull Island 2, fine. Granted, thumbs up. Fact of the matter is, the first trailer, it is better. It is better. The second trailer is dope. It's dope. It gives it a little bit more story oomph. But nah, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I think with the second trailer, like, of course, both of them don't do it for me, but with the second trailer, first of all, 3 minutes for a trailer, man, you ask a lot out of me. I'm just saying. Like, come on. Second,
fucking dog.
I don't know like that layer mystery that was in that first trailer, and then it's like in the second one it starts showing stuff, and it's like, I don't want to see the tooth getting knocked out of Scar King's mouth. I don't want to see that. Save it for the movie. You know, like you starting to do that show too much crap.
Yep.
Now there's a lot that obviously is going to happen in the movie, but now we know, plot points, which aren't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't know. I also read the leaks, so I
yeah, no, and that's the thing. If you know more than the trailers are suggesting for the movie, then yeah, keep that to yourself. I liked both trailers. I did. I just feel that first one after GVK really hits. Now, there's a couple of things in the second trailer where you're like, oh, shit, okay. Like Kong being scared. That's huge. Yeah. That's huge. But outside of that, outside of the Godzilla Pulse, there is nothing with Godzilla in that trailer that we didn't see in the first one. Literally nothing. Nothing. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's where I'm like, yo, you know what? They showed a radically different Godzilla in the first trailer. What the fuck? Now in the Pulse situation, look, 5 years ago, I probably would have been like, I don't want to know nothing. So when he pulsed, I would have been like, oh my god, the Pulse, because that's my shit. I love Godzilla Pulse, but I didn't mind it in the second trailer because I was like, you know what? There's no other Toho creatures in this movie right now. From what I know, I don't know. All I know is there's a Scar King and there's Ice Godzilla bitch. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. But no, that first trailer, ooh, man, that one is mwah, 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 mwah. I loved it. So again, games, you could disagree with me, but I am confused on how.
It doesn't make any
Listen. It's because again, it's too much of a mystery with the first trailer. They're hiding too much. There's a balance, okay? There's a balance between hiding too much and showing too much. And I feel that trailer 2 had that balance. Trailer 1 hid too much. And I feel like if there's going to be a third trailer, that's going to show too much.
Oh, there's not. No, there can't be a third trailer. Not now. There's no way. I mean, this movie literally comes out in a month and 10 days. Like, this was the final trailer. But at the same time, I mean, like, hid too much. I don't think he did anything. We knew we already got GVK. You know, like, we got that. And by the way, real quick, neither one of these trailers are as good as the GVK trailer, nor the greatest trailer ever made in history. That second King of the Monsters trailer. It's the greatest trailer ever. Ever! I'm watching that movie yesterday and I go, huh, this is the greatest trailer ever. While I'm watching the movie. But I digress. The first trailer was, the first GXK trailer, yes, more Scar King inducive, but it felt like Scar King was more of a threat where Kong needed Godzilla. And hell, the second trailer kind of even gives that justice. It bona fides it because it's like, Kong needs help. So I don't care about Shimu in these trailers. When it shows up, fine, it shows up. But that first trailer was more like, this threat in the Hollow Earth is Kong level. And maybe even rivals Godzilla. Because again, you see all the monkeys. And you see the monkeys in the first trailer too. You see them. You see the apes. You see the great apes. Scar King is of a different breed. Maybe Scar King and that breed is the ones that actually kills Godzilla's race. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it wasn't a regular Kong that put the axe in the fucking head of that Godzilla that was dead in GVK. Maybe it was Scar King's ancestors' lineage. It's an orangutan. It's a different ape. It's a different ape. So that's why I'm like, when I see the first trailer, I could totally buy the threat being Scar King.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, for me, I think I said it in the second trailer analysis we did, a review. I was saying, I don't know, maybe it should have just been a Kong story. But that's just me. You know, I don't know. You could have still connected it, made the connections, led it up to another, like, Godzilla Kong team-up match where it's like, all right, Kong's going to have his movie where, he's going to discover this Scar King and, you know, they could have their fight in the Hollow Earth. And then at the end, you know, like Kong and Scar King duking it out. And then Scar King breaks out of the Hollow Earth with Shimu. And that's, you know, leads up to Godzilla fighting. I don't know. But I think this is also a problem with trailers, too. Like, again, 3 minutes is a long trailer, man.
It is. It is.
That's a long trailer, and you sitting here telling us all this stuff. It's like, they are afraid. I'm like, yeah, can we just, like, hold off? It's like, we're not that far away from the release. Like, if Godzilla's afraid, like, listen, I'm going to be there to watch the movie regardless. We don't need stuff like that. Just hold off a little bit. Just do a reworked trailer 1. That would have been fine. What's going on here? 3 minutes.
Yeah, I feel that. Again, there's a lot of things in that trailer. Look, I think the Gia story continuing makes sense. I like that it looks like she's turning into a high priestess. Makes sense. I'm gonna say real quick before we see this movie in a month and 10 days, as of right now of this recording, Shimo ain't dying. Godzilla, nope. Godzilla.
Oh, now you think she's not dying because you thought she was going to die. You thought that Godzilla was going to kill her and Kong was going to kill Scar King or something.
No. I thought it was the opposite. I always thought it was the opposite. I don't think that anymore. I don't think she's gonna die. I think that the scene in the second trailer where Kong's eyes look scared, it could have multiple meanings. It's surprise, it's shock, it's oh my god, we're enslaving this creature. Godzilla kills Scar King with that stupid tail. That's what happens. I'm telling you right now. That's what happens. Godzilla kills Scar King with the tail. He impales him right in the chest, and it's over prime. It's over. It's over. And in that regard, Godzilla don't even like Kong becomes default king.
Yeah.
And Godzilla doesn't
where does
give a shit.
Shimo fit in all this?
Shimo's free.
Oh, so you do subscribe to the theory that Scar King is controlling Shimo's mind?
I don't think controlling the mind as opposed to slavery. Like, I think this is going to be one of those. Listen, like, it's crazy when you think about it like this. It's a giant monster movie.
Here's my thing. Why would Godzilla kill him when Shimo has been subjugated? Why wouldn't Shimo kill him?
Because it has a stupid tail. I'm being honest. This is just the way I feel. There's gotta be a reason for the tail to be there. There's gotta be a reason. Literally, it makes no sense to change the tail if it's not going to be a part of the story. There's no reason. Zero.
And what about a very common rule, a very common trope in fiction called the rule of cool?
The rule of what?
The rule of cool dictates that if something is cool, then logic and reason do not apply anymore.
Okay, but here's the deal. In that regard, we're talking now fandom and fanboying. I don't think that applies to this. I think they're not making this movie for fanboys, right? So
No, that's just a trope in media in general. It's not a fanboyism thing.
I never heard of it, so I don't believe in it.
But listen, real quick, I gotta close up shop here at work, so I'll do like a quick final thought. This movie smells fishy. You catch my meaning?
Oh my god!
It's a little smelly. It's a little Matthew Broderick-y, if you know where I'm coming from.
Oh, I cannot wait. If listen, ladies and gentlemen,
Goodness.
if JR really shows up in Vegas and let's say June or July, we are watching every single MonsterVerse movie, every single one, including GXK, because I'm pretty sure I'll have it at that time.
But I gotta pop off, close up shop. You guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
All right, JL's gone, and it's just me again. This just turned out to be a G1 versus
G1
C.
show.
Yeah, it just literally just turned into it. But again, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, it don't make sense. Like, I see the whole Shimu getting revenge, right? I get that. But there's no reason for Godzilla to have that tail.
Except for it's cool.
No, it's not cool. It's not. It's stupid.
In your opinion.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid because it's never been there. It's never, ever been there. This goes back to shit. But I get it. I see where you're going. I see where we're going here. You liked Shin Godzilla, right? You like the design. You like that the tail was a weird tail that had a fucking mouth that spit lasers out of it.
Well, Shin was a nuclear abomination, all right?
No.
That was a sin against nature and God.
Yeah, no.
All right?
It wasn't that nuclear abomination.
There was a purpose behind Shin and his design.
It was a purpose, all right, to destroy Godzilla at any means necessary.
With Godzilla X Kong, this is just riding on adrenaline and the rule of cool.
No, there's nothing cool about having a fucking spiky tail if you're not going to use it. You got to use it.
Stegosauruses aren't cool?
I love Stegosauruses, but here's the deal. They're not Godzilla. So, all right, and I'll put it like this. Every single Godzilla movie, we have one or two things, one or two tropes, with the exception of GVK, where they actually omitted it. Well, they didn't omit it. They just gave it to the bad guys. You have somebody we think is going to live because we think they're the best character ever because they're probably the best actor in the movie, right? They died.
Yeah, well, like with Bryan Cranston. And Watanabe.
Right, and even
John
Goodman, right? So in GVK, you had the bad guys died, right? Like none of the good guys died, the bad guys died.
That's a pretty common trope. Is the GVK is more tropey than the other movies.
Very tropey. But we also have in each movie a distinguished fatality. Okay? You have the kiss of death in G14. You have Kong doing Kong things in 2017.
Okay, so in the rules of the fatalities of the Monsterverse, because everyone has a cool fatality, right? Shimo freezes Scar King, and then either Kong or Godzilla shatter him apart.
No. That shit is whack. That shit is Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat 1 fatality. It doesn't work. Godzilla's literally gonna have to fucking impale Scar King with his tail and like lift him up and look at him and say, yeah, you ain't the king. And then Godzilla like happily lay in the kingdom of the Hollow Earth to Kong after Godzilla uses that stupid ass tail. That tail is the dumbest thing. There has to be a reason. If there's no reason, I am on JR's side. I will hate this movie. It doesn't make sense.
Godzilla has always had Stegosaurus-like qualities. T-Rexes don't have dorsal plates.
It doesn't matter. I get that. But we can't, after 70 fucking years, all of a sudden give him spikes on his tail and say, no, that's just it. He's got to use it.
We can't, after almost 50 years, turn him into iguana, but that happened.
Oh, listen. What was that, though? What? That was a Geno, right?
A Geno, yeah.
A Geno. Remember when lasers was shooting out of his spines and his tail? A Geno?
That's in your opinion.
No, it's not. It's a legit Godzilla in name only. It is legit.
That ain't my opinion.
It don't matter. It's a Godzilla in name only. It don't even look like a fucking Godzilla. It's a zombified version. It's not Godzilla. It's not. It's a Geno. And I'm not trying to get into the Geno thing. I've got a whole fucking podcast for that. But this ain't it. This version of the legendary version of Godzilla felt like Toho's Godzilla. Felt like the superhero Godzilla. Then, listen, the best change ever happened in 2019 when they gave Godzilla the fucking OG dorsal plates. Like, legit, it works. It works.
I mean, it was never explained except in a comic book.
Yeah, nah, I totally get that, and I'm with you. I'm with you there. We can push back on everybody else together, hand in hand, with that. Agreed. But the fact of the matter is, it worked, right? And they didn't stray far from what Godzilla was doing in King of the Monsters in GVK. They didn't. Godzilla was literally being the alpha.
Adam himself said that he literally almost couldn't because of what was established with King of the Monsters. He regretted that he couldn't change Godzilla design in GBK, and now that he's been given the opportunity to, he's going full force with it.
And I'm not mad at the changes. The pink works to me because again, G2K is one of the best Godzilla movies I've ever seen. Like, I love that movie. It's a great movie.
And even G2K, I use that as an example. If you look at G2K side by side with like a Showa Godzilla, that's night and day. That's people probably back in the 60s would have probably looked at G2K and said, that's not Godzilla. What the fuck is that? He's green. He's got pinkish purpley spines. What is that?
The difference though is it still resembled the Godzilla, right? Unlike 1998, Shin Godzilla didn't really resemble a Godzilla. It was a zombie. It was a fucking zombie. It was a fucking zombie with a fucking tail that spit lasers out of it. It's not Godzilla. And then we look at 2024's Godzilla and we're like, the pink works. The spines work. The elbow things work. Hell. Yamazaki-san put fucking elbow spikes on -1.
Yes, he did.
But the tail ain't Godzilla, bro. That shit ain't it. It ain't it. It has to be used. It has to be utilized. And again, that's all I'm saying. If Godzilla could kill the Scar King by fucking impaling him, we ain't seen impalement yet. Yes, it might be the lesser of the fatalities for these kaiju or these titans in these movies, but at the same time, if you're going to make that tail, which is dumb, you're going to have to fucking do something that makes it make sense. Impalement. Do it. It's faulty, but you know what? After watching GVK, I could see Adam Wingard making it work. You got to impale the Scar King. You've got to. Or maybe the tail impales Scar King, doesn't kill him, and then Kong comes in for the final blow with the axe. But we don't know yet. Yeah, we don't know yet.
We don't even know if the axe makes it past when Shimo hits it with her ice breath.
Yo, you're right. You're absolutely right. That could be one of those Marvel scenes where the fucking thing breaks apart. And that's why they give him the fucking glove.
Mjolnir.
Yeah. That makes sense. But anyway, listen. I don't know if I'm
saying it's not just Scar King and Shimo either. There's a whole army of giant monkeys. All right. We could see Godzilla impale one of the joggers.
That doesn't fly. The tail has to impale one of the big two. And the only one it needs to, honestly, I think Shimu survives. It's gotta hit Scar King. It's gotta. Godzilla's the king of the monsters as of right now. And then you have Scar King threatening that. It's gotta kill Scar King. It's gotta. Or at least hold him so Kong can take his fucking head off. Because then I'd be like, oh shit, this is crazy. Even though we saw it already in GVK. When Kong took Mechagodzilla's head off.
Yeah.
But I digress. Listen, I didn't want this one to be long. We're about to be 30 minutes in. You got final words?
All right. The final words, you're bugging. I think trailer 2 was that sweet spot. I hope we don't get a trailer 3, but I feel like we might get a trailer 3, like maybe like 2 weeks before the movie hits.
I don't think so. We're at 30 minutes right now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're wrong. Trailer 1 is definitely better than trailer 2, but you know what? Trailer 2 fucking works too. It does work. That'll do it for this abridged episode of the Godzilla Block Party. I am G1. We's out of here. Peace.